Hello and welcome. My name is Niall Petherbridge, and this is my assignment number 3 from the PIPD course, The Evaluation of Learning. My informal assessment strategy is the muddiest point. The muddiest point technique is from Thomas Angelo and Patricia Cross's Classroom Assessment Techniques. Published 1993, this is the second edition. This is technique number 7 of the many techniques detailed, beginning on page 154. The appeal of this technique is it's simple, easy to execute, and requires limited resources or setup. How does the muddiest point technique work? You may be asking yourself this question like my confused little friend in the mud there. The muddiest point technique is simple, straightforward, and effective. The instructor poses a simple question to the class. What was the muddiest point in today's lesson? Was there something that was unclear? Something that was challenging? Was there a concept that was difficult to understand? Once the instructor identifies some of the common themes throughout the class or challenges, they can steer the instruction or review in that direction, helping the class understand the concepts of the day. Why did I choose the muddiest point as my assessment technique? Well, it's for the following reasons. First and foremost, it required little planning and organization, and almost no equipment was required. Secondly, it works well with entry-level students, which form the basis of my Pro Cook 100 culinary classes. Many challenges can be addressed quickly that day, so we're able to move on to the next lesson. It also works well when students are bombarded by a lot of new information, which also happens in my class. Finally, it gives the teacher a student perspective, because where the students are at may not be where you, the instructor, perceive they are at. But like any strategy, it has its limitations. Self-reflection is difficult, not only for myself, but for brand new students. This strategy can focus students on instructor errors, communication errors, or problems with materials. It also focuses students on where they're having difficulties and not where they're having success or where they have mastered the learning. And finally, a point of clarity for the instructor may not be one for the students, and these two may be diametrically opposed. How did I apply the muddiest point technique to my class? After a particularly difficult lesson, I posed the question, what did the students find the most difficult? What was the hard concept to grasp? Where did you struggle with today's lesson? I handed out the cards you see beside me and gave the students 10 minutes to share their thoughts and feelings. I also gave them the opportunity to be anonymous and not have to put their name on the information they are providing. After the 10 minutes, I collected the feedback and sent the students on a coffee break. While they were on break, I collated the information, looked for patterns, and prepared to share with the group. At the end of our 4-week course, I solicited, in a broader scope, the same feedback and challenges they may have had with the lesson over the course of the last 4 weeks. After reviewing all the feedback from the students, collating, looking for patterns, it was now time to bring them back together for a group reflective session. We were able to discuss some collective aha moments where multiple individuals were struggling with certain concepts. As an instructor, I was able to clarify concepts for the whole class and help move the lesson forward for the next day. During this time, I was also able to ask for solutions, success stories, and techniques from other students that may help their classmates. The whole lesson wrapped up in a pay it forward to the next class session where these students were helping the next group of culinary students. What did the students tell me? They were happy to provide feedback and lots of it. Some felt that recipes were a little bit too basic, not clear enough. work plan assignment needed more direction. Some students struggled with technology. Some wanted more time, hands-on, less time in the classroom. And finally, some students wanted to know everything at the beginning of class before we started. Moving forward, I was able to adjust the recipes to give the clarity and make them more interesting. Secondly, clarity on assignments provided at the beginning of the course was an easy fix. And then finally, I can adjust my curriculum to allow more hands-on time and a little less time in the classroom. What would I change next time I use the Muddiest Point informal assessment technique? I would ask the question more often, soliciting more information more frequently to keep students from falling behind. Secondly, I'd ask for that information in the culinary lab when the students are active in the cooking process or possibly struggling. Thirdly, I'd be very specific in the information that I was looking for. Some of the feedback I received was personal and not pertinent to difficulties of concept, but they didn't like an individual or they didn't like to share equipment. Certainly not what I was looking for when I was asking the question. And finally, I'd remember not to take the feedback personally. It's not a reflection on my instruction or my ability if students are having challenges with certain concepts, and that we can work together to help everyone get to where they need to be. That's my video. Thank you for watching.